Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We are doing a 2022 flip through because today is New Year's Day. So let's get started. Alright, so I'm in a different background, a different scenery, a different everything because I had to hide. But my 2022 was in a Moleskine extended version. Obviously it was the square, not the bullet journal, like the bullet journal one. It was more of the squares. And what did I like? So what did I like about it? It was fine. I didn't do too much watercolor. Watercolor did not do well in this paper. I tried it in the beginning of the year and it didn't do too good. I also didn't know how I was gonna work it, whether I was gonna use it daily, weekly. I mean, it had enough pages where I could have done a bunch of other stuff with it. But I ended up just doing them as a daily versus like a whole entire week on the 2-page, because that's why I got the extended version of the Moleskine. Besides that, the watercolor was the worst. I had enough space for everything, as you can see, so I put my work. I did everything by hand. I used a couple of washi tapes. Definitely used my Tombow. Also used my sprocket for pictures, and it worked out well. In the beginning, I did put like a weekly view. That was nice to see, but then I ended up not using it or not seeing it. The daily actually worked out pretty good because I had enough space to do personal. I had enough space for work, my Bible verse of the day, which I will be continuing, also for memory keeping. So the page was big enough. I wasn't too sure if it wasn't going to be big enough because it's a different size, as you can tell. Is a little bit shorter width-wise when it comes to a regular Moleskine bullet journal, which is what I've used in the past. But alright guys, so I don't know where I left off because I got rudely interrupted like 3 times. So like I was saying, the daily did work out for me. I did use it for work. I try to use a time span of things, but I realized that I ended up switching my responsibilities at work. I'm still a supervisor, but my job duties, some of the stuff has changed, so now I don't need a time, sort of the time limit thing. So after a while you see that the time limit is gone, and all I do is write down like what I do. I still write down my time, obviously the memories, and the Bible verse. Saturday and Sundays, unless something special happens, I don't have a lot to write, because obviously I've been home. I haven't done anything. I don't go anywhere. I keep to myself. I still work from home. If I do grocery pickup, it's usually a drive-up pickup. The only time you'll see a lot of Saturday and Sunday is usually probably after May, because I started gardening, so Saturday and Sunday became the gardening day. So oh, and I did my nails today. So for the new year, new nails, did them myself, see how long they last. And I'm thinking about doing them every week. So I celebrated my birthday with my sisters. So, and then I obviously wrote down myself the months every month. And then I did the daily every single month. So as you can see, there's no more time stamp. is more of what I did or what I needed to do that day for work. I did stop writing down the COVID number, so I do have the first one in January, and I did have the first numbers at the end of the year, and then I'm gonna do the new numbers in my new book this year in the beginning and then the end. But I'm not gonna keep track daily. I stopped doing that sometime in like mid-February. But let's continue. I don't see, and then I had space to write like extra stuff that I did for work. I didn't do too much in the beginning of this book on the, daily. I mean, except for special things that happened, physical appointments, and they were like scattered in the page. Only when I did certain things special. So here, as you can see, Saturday and Sunday is full, and it's because I did some homesteading canning. So that was a lot. I went to an appointment. I was very excited because my hazelnut trees came in. My first time making sourdough starter bread really rised up the next day. I did a lot of jam stuff, canning. So little by little, I did have a lot of stuff on Saturday and Sunday, but then it's scattered everywhere. So here we went on vacation to Tennessee. So here's what I needed to pack. We left on Wednesday and we got there Wednesday, so we left Tuesday. We were there most of the week. That's why the pages are empty. And we didn't do anything special in March in Tennessee, so that's why the pages are blank. We just went and saw the land, kept tabs on people, things that they needed to do. I do have to do an update. I probably do that too today. I'll do an update. But let's continue. Here's my first bread, sourdough bread. Here it's April 16, right after Mother's Day, and we usually start our gardening. So we went outside, started taking out the containers. This was Easter. The boys, we went over Lexi's. So now you'll start seeing it a little more full, for the simple fact that gardening has taken effect. Went to the movies for the first time in I don't know how many years. Since COVID. That's my garlic. Nope, my onions. So now you get to see more stuff in the book. So what I ended up doing, if you didn't notice, there's things on the sides, like little tabs. And usually that means something important happened here, or I have some kind of important information that if I want to go back and look, the tab is right there. So here it was more of we called for containers, U-packs, that kind of stuff, to try to put one at the house. And we ordered our barn for Tennessee, so that was exciting. We picked the color and stuff. Obviously I don't think it's red. I think it's the opposite. I think it's like a hunter green and a red top. Yeah, something like that. So we ordered that. I don't even remember. That was back in April. So now this is May. We found some rabbits. The seeds started popping up. We did the new driveway. So just important. I did my first cinnamon sourdough bread. I'm getting better at it, is what I put in the notes. My niece graduated from college. Now she's a teacher. And don't ask me what niece, because she's like 1 out of like 50. If not more. Don't forget, I'm a baby of 10. There's 10 of us in the family. I'm so worn down in the bottom. I am number 8 out of the 10. So there's lots of nieces and nephews, and too many to count. Here is my great nephew. Yep, you heard that correctly. He was born Luca. Shout out to Luca. So that's my niece's son, if you don't know what a great nephew is. Let's see. And we went to go see David at the Sight and Sound. That was nice, in Pennsylvania. So we had some tickets to see, I think it was Esther, and COVID hit, so they saved our credit, right? And we were able to go see David, and usually is just a weekend getaway just for me and my hubby. Another month. We went to Tennessee again. So this time around when we went, it was more to go, I think it was to stake where we wanted the house. So when we went, I did tell hubby I do want to go to other places. So we did go on a horseback ride. That was fun. Never been on a horse. So I got to check that off my bucket list. Gil is the person we stay with all the time, and he has a lot of chickens, so I love it when I go there. We saw the land again, and we actually met 2 of our neighbors that time around, so that was kind of cool. Then we went to Nashville, obviously the heart of the country music hall of fame place, so we went in there. That was fun. We spent the whole day in Nashville. It was kind of crazy because we did not know that it was actually I think it was the Country Fest or something like that. It was full of like country singers. We saw a few people that are famous that I have no idea who they are, but we know they were because people were screaming and shouting and taking pictures and all that stuff. But we went to the museum. That was nice. We went to go eat. They had like a big vendor place outside. It was beautiful. I think it was the CMA. Did I write that in my notes? Lots of country singing. Saw some celebrities coming out of the CMA. Yep, Music Awards. It was the Country Music Awards. That's what it was. And I had no idea who they were. We, didn't go there for the Country Music Award, but it was nice to actually be able to meet celebrities, even though we didn't know they were celebrities. Here's when we came back and the garden was booming. This year the gardening was a little different than the prior year. We did expand some of the places. Some spots did good than others. My garlics came in, but they were like, hey, big. I tried to do 2 session sowing, but I think I picked the wrong vegetables to do that for, because by the time I had good sized tomatoes, so I replanted tomatoes, cucumbers, and by the time the tomatoes were ready to pick, we had a freeze. So they froze. I did bring them in, but when I brought them in, they were already frozen. So when they were inside the house, they rotted instead of turning into red, delicious colors. So it was like a waste. I should have picked them a week before I knew the weather was gonna drop, and I didn't. So shame on me. I did do pretty good on some stuff in the green stalk. I'm changing the green stalk around this year I did put more herb seeds to winter sow in the green stalk. And I'm going to transfer the strawberries into the green stalk. I did get peaches from a friend, so I canned a bunch of peaches. Had a lot of cucumbers in the first session. My plant did not grow fast enough for the second session, so I didn't get no cucumbers. Let's see. Now we went to Tennessee again. That was a beautiful sight. And we just needed to go look at what he had cleared. So we went in, saw what he cleared, and that's basically what we went for, was to go check out the spots that he cleared out for the house, make sure everything is still in order, and the barn, to clear out the barn area. All of my buckets did good. Let's see. So here is where so in July, so I think I started too late for my second sowing season. And I think I need to start maybe June for the second sowing if we are still here next year. So I did spinach, radish, beet, carrots, and a cabbage. The cabbage never grew. The basil, scallion, cilantro, all of that stuff did grow. I did pretty good with that one. The carrots, the beet, the radishes, we obviously got a couple of I did pretty okay. Maybe about a gallon bag of spinach. The radish, we were able to harvest radish. The beets were still growing, and the carrots never came up. So on the side we had still more peppers, hot peppers, we had regular peppers, but it was not long enough for them to, they did great, but and then the deep freeze did not, it was not long enough for them to actually produce anything. I think I had one cucumber out of the plant. So I think I was a little too late for my second season of sowing. So I think this year I'm changing it around. I'm gonna start sometime in the beginning of July, but I'm thinking about doing my seeds indoors in my greenhouse, my little tiny greenhouse that I have in the basement. And I'm gonna do the seeds that way and see if I'm able to do a second session of winter sowing. I was able to do 2 fermentations of pickles. That was great. We'll continue doing that. I will not be canning the pickles. Fermenting seems like the best bet because they still stay crunchy. That's the way Lexton been liking them. I mean, he'll eat them if I need to can them, but he'd rather have them in ferment versus the other way. Nico turned 1 this year, so that was his big one. So that was nice. His birthday's in the summer, so that was great. We had it in an amusement park, basically mostly to ourselves because, you know, people are so afraid of going out there, so that was nice. It wasn't overcrowded, minimum people, so that was cool. Then we had Bela's Sweet 16 in the backyard. Not what we wanted, not what we planned, but it came out great. Everybody had a great time. She had a bunch of friends come over. Family came over, so that was nice. As you guys know, we are a blended family, so even her father's side of the family came, which it was great to see them. Her grandparents came, so that was really nice. That was very much appreciated. Here we are towards the end of August. So everything seems pretty normal. My daily tasks that I do every day, go in there, do the same thing over and over. No, I'm just kidding. You see, so I was able to pick up a bunch of tomatoes. Right now they're in bags in the freezer. I haven't done anything with them. I did put a seed for watermelon and it did start growing. That was exciting. I didn't think we were gonna get a watermelon, but hey, that was great. The watermelon was awesome. It did grow. I did a lot of dehydrating peppers and onions, garlic. Sadly, in September, my brother passed away, so that was not a, happy moment. It was a depressing moment. So he passed away in September. I canned butter. The watermelon was growing. Growing watermelon. Was very excited about my butter. We still got plenty of cans. So I put all the information of what I can. So I did 10 boxes of butter, about 10 pounds. And that gave me about 24 half pints. And the half pints will last us at least 2 to 3 weeks. So that wasn't bad, actually. We still got butter. In the summer is horrible to keep the butter out, but during the winter time, like right now, I can leave the jar out and it's perfectly fine. Nothing happens. Then my job, because of my bereavement, sent me some pears. This box, like half pears, half apples, and they were all like mushed, overripe. So I canned them and made an apple pear butter. I didn't try any yet, but it is down there. And that's like a jelly jam kind of thing. You can put it on toast from my understanding. I can probably put it on meats when I'm cooking just to give it a little flavor. I did collect a lot of beans, but I haven't cooked any of my beans. I separated them into jars. Hopefully I'll get enough where, I can continue to accumulate them. And then I've been drying them out, like I let them dry out. Then I ended up getting, that's not the peaches, pineapple. So we purchased like 2 pineapples that were on sale, like 2 for $5. So I canned a lot of pineapple. We kept the stock to see if we can actually regrow the pineapple. And luckily enough, they've been growing. They've been struggling during this winter time because they are in the basement. We do have a heater on, but the heater really is not on all night. So not on all day or all night. I think it turns on for like 2 hours increment at a time because God forbid, it is in the basement. So here's all the beans we accumulated. I had JJ separate them. So next year I want to grow more beans. I'm going to definitely try to grow more beans. I think I did them too late. I think I need to do them more in the spring. We harvested the watermelon on October 19th because we were going to have a bad freeze the following day or so. So we harvested, it was almost 28 pounds. It was 27.8 pounds. It was pretty good. It was not too sweet, not too sour. It was perfectly fine. You can tell it could have stayed a little bit longer, but we didn't have that time because it was gonna freeze. So then I went to a trip to Maine. My sister owns land in Maine, and I told her I wanted to see her land before I leave to my land because she just has plain land. She hasn't done anything. It's just trees. Let's see, what else? Because, you know. This was Dee Dee on Halloween. She looked too adorable not to take a picture of her. Then we went to a Kirk Franklin concert. So here's the memory of that. The memory of Mia. I fermented my first hot peppers. I put the picture on the wrong date. Technically it happened on the 12th. I accidentally put it on the 5th, but I did finish cleaning up the garden. I planted my garlic for next year. That kind of stuff on the 5th. And then the 12th was when we fermented the hot peppers, which was supposed to be here. You see, fermented hot peppers. Because it actually rained all day. I think, if I'm not mistaken, I don't remember when was my last video for the garden. I still had tomatoes to harvest. So we still had a lot of stuff at the going towards the mid-November. So all those tomatoes, I could have picked them and I didn't. I left them and I shouldn't have. I should have picked them. That was so bad because they were big. They were big tomatoes. I mean, they were beautiful and they just got torn up by the weather. So here's Thanksgiving. I actually have pictures for here and I didn't put them. Sad. I need to go back and do that. My bad. I do have Thanksgiving. We went to Lexi's house. We were all bugging. Having fun. Bugging out. Now here is December. In December, every day I watched a Christmas movie. That's what these are. I had a lot of vacation, so I took like almost every Friday off. Took a couple of days off. I mean, I watched more than one on some days because I was probably bored and wanted to do something. But I mean, I even watched the Rockefeller tree lighting and considered that a Christmas theme. So that's about the only difference you'll see for Christmas is that I watch a Christmas movie all the way through the 25th. Mistletoe, Montana. Then my grandson was born. DJ was born on December 21st. He's the baby now. Christmas in Harrington, Christmas Crown, Family Christmas. Dee Dee stayed with us for like 3 days. That was hilarious. Christmas Day, and we had Jolie on the camera on WhatsApp to make sure she enjoys the festivity. Every Christmas Eve we watch Christmas Vacation, no matter what. That's a given. That's a to-watch movie every single year, Christmas Vacation. And then on Christmas Day we watched Elf because that movie is just hilarious. And then after that, obviously the day after Christmas, yes, I am one of those that take down all of my Christmas stuff, like the tree, any Christmas decorations. I do leave the lights outside and inside my house, but everything else gets taken down. I used to never be like that, but the holidays are not the same for me, and I'm sure not the same for the rest of my family. Obviously my older brother Roger just passed away in September. My other brother Louis passed away December 29th, and my mom passed away on New Year's Day right after midnight. So yeah, this week is not the most glorious week for me. So usually on the 31st, I just put a recap every year of the same thing. Obviously we're doing the Moleskine full year video, what I like, what I dislike. I do a recap of what we did, what we cleaned, because ever since I was little, my mom has this thing that you want to have everything set before the new year hits. So you got till midnight to like clean your house, clean the kitchen, no dishes in the sink, no garbage in the garbage can, you know, leave the recycle empty, nothing in the dishwasher, wash all your dirty clothes, make sure you take a shower, make sure your room is clean, make sure your house is clean in general. So we do like an all-day cleaning event on the 31st every single year, never fails. And then it's such a habit that I call my daughter and I remind her, hey, don't forget, you have to do your deep cleaning today, blah 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 blah. I'm pretty sure it's a myth and it's just a habit of me growing up. So here is my year-end recap, and I did sort of like a highlight of what happened with the date. So like January 6th, my dream box arrived. January 7th, we had 12 inches of snow. So whatever it was, COVID was 289, 741, 134 to start in January. So the whole entire recap all the way down, and then I do a synopsis of what I believe, and then I just put as a recap this year the things that I remember. Love seeing all the photos and the memories, because obviously I did a flip through myself going page by page. And I put that this year has been better than last year. Obviously we went places to visit. COVID is not as bad until now in December. I noticed I got better with my garden. I had a good harvest of items, but I did not pick them before my first frost, so that's a first learn. The rest of my tomatoes froze, so they did not turn out. They all got spoiled, but you live and you learn. But I did not get a harvest of whatever I did not get a harvest of, I will do next year. So no hot peppers next year, laughing out loud. Got plenty of hot sauce. We got like 12 pints of hot sauce, and that's plenty because my husband is the only one that eats the hot sauce. I want to do next year more tomatoes, more sweet peppers, more stuff to make my powder sofrito. And I will have a better plan for planting in 2023. So bring it on, 2023. And that is it for me. Here is sort of what I do every day at work. This is just something for me to look. And after all that, I still had a few pages without being used. How exciting. So I still got obviously my bucket list here. So 400 pages out of this Moleskine. What I liked about the Moleskine, the size was great. I have no complaint about the size. It was not heavy. It did not get really fat on me. I'm still able to use the rubber band. Everything is perfect. It held its standard to its name, I guess, right? I had no problems with it. What I did not like from it is it did not do good with my watercolor, and it did not do good with my fountain pen. So every now and then I get a mojo of using my fountain pen, and for some reason it smudged through the fountain pen, so you can see the shadow really badly from the fountain pens on the page prior or the page before. No matter what color I used, it did a really bad shadowing. As you can see, this one has the shadow from the page from the prior. So here is another one. So no matter what color I used, it had a really bad, it literally came through the page, the fountain pen. That was the only thing I hated about it. The other thing that I did not like about it was my watercolor. I tried doing watercolor in the beginning and it did not sustain the water went right through. It was really bad that I had to switch from watercolor to my Tombows. So I like to watercolor. Every now and then I would watercolor like a whole page just to have like a sort of like a canvas and then write on it, and I couldn't do any of that stuff. So that was disappointing, but I am one that once I purchase something, I go through with it. So out of my vision board. Did we do anything? Yes, the harvesting stuff was great. I did not read any books. That was bad. I did great in planting flowers. That was good. And we did go to Tennessee a couple of times. So my vision board really worked. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Next year for 2023, we are using a Hobonichi for 2023, the English version. And I did start using it. I just don't want to spoil the video. So right now we're just gonna end the 2022 Moleskine video. Thank you for watching. God bless. Don't forget to subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.